But then they hit a house across the street over there too. But several years ago now, probably 3 or 4 years ago, I went before the traffic commission and asked them for 4 little signs, the yellow ones with the black arrow. Since those have gone up, this corner has been incredibly quiet. And there was a little girl that was killed out here, but her father, unfortunately, this was 2 years ago, or maybe more. But he was coming out of Kyle Avenue and he did not have the little girl strapped in, and he was drinking, and he twirled around. We came home and found the whole scene. It was like a war zone, and the little girl died. Yeah, the fatal ones, if you go right down here on the other side of the street, you'll still see they put up a memorial for a young girl. It was basically drag racing, and she hit the telephone pole, and nobody could get her out of the truck, and the truck she burned.
And you still remember that?
Oh yeah.
Were you home at the time?
We were home at the time, and I heard the bang, but I looked and I couldn't find anything until I heard somebody yelling, "Help, has anybody got a fire extinguisher?" But by the time you got down there with it, she was already gone. So it was just very unfortunate. So they still put up memorial things on the post for her down there.
But did that stick with you?
Oh
mentally?
yeah, definitely, because you'd figure that child, it wasn't the child's fault. She was not restrained in the car. And she's the second one, as a matter of fact. There was another one that the woman was turning up East Street, and a car came down out of East Street and hit her. And she was so hysterical, I brought her in the house and sat her down. I said, "You've got to stop because the baby's screaming." I said, "As long as you're screaming, she's going to continue screaming." But she was actually, had the baby laying on the front seat of the car. And then we had a young 19-year-old killed right at the end of our front walk. And that was an unfortunate thing. It was raining, and a young man was coming down to pick up his sister to take her grocery shopping. And the guy that was killed was taking the corner to go to East Street, and because the other guy's tires were bald, he spun out when he went around the corner and just hit a broadside, and he died instantly. There's a whole history of accidents down here, but like I say, knock on wood, it's been quiet the last couple of years. Oh, it stays with you. And the one there was a guy that wiped out, he totaled 3 cars in our yard in less than 5 seconds. But he had been up to Jay's and had an argument with his girlfriend. So he came down, and we had just finished watching a hockey game, and my husband's car was in the driveway. My brother-in-law's rent-a-car, he was up from Texas, was behind his, and mine was out front. He hit mine, totaled that one, spun up in the air. Thank God didn't come into the house. When he went up in the air, it pushed him that way. So he ended up on top of the rent-a-car and hit the tree and totaled 3 cars, and he wasn't hurt. The next day he's calling me, "Did I do any damage?" I said, "Sure, I think you did." But every cruiser in Brockton came down to see that because they had never seen anything like that before. And when his speedometer stopped, it was stopped at 110 miles an hour. And now the recent thing that we've done, because of the speeding of people coming up Plain Street and heading on East Street, they were having the elementary school children wait at the end of my front walk. So I called Mr. Hayden at the school department. He's in charge of transportation. And I asked him, I said, "Could you please give this another look? It's like putting a target on their back." And he was very nice. He said, "I will come down and take another look at it." And it's almost impossible to get a school bus stop. But he did. I told him, I said, all the years that our kids went to school, they waited down in Georgine, which is 3 houses down. There's a little side street. And I said, they waited there every day of their life for the school bus. So I said, all they have to do is go down and make a U-turn and pick them up. They're much safer. And he did change it. It is hard, and I'm not one that's in favor of all these roadside memorials. Our son died, not through an accident. He died through illness. But to me, the memorial is where they're buried. And I understand the reaction of people. They want to remember this person and put up crosses and pictures and flowers. But after a while, where does it stop? You go along the highway and you see one here, and another couple of miles you see another one. And every day we see that one down there. And I don't know, it's just not my way of doing things. But, to each his own.